Hello YouTube, SentinalhMC here, and welcome back to our RotaryCraft tutorial series. In this episode, it's a very simple machine today. We're going to be taking a look at the drying bed. So the drying bed is crafted very simply with 6 HSLA steel ingots and 1 base panel crafted in the work table. So the drying bed is a very simple device. You put liquids in and you get solids out. There are 5 liquids that you can put into the drying bed. Technically 6, but I can't find the other one. It's just another version of one we've already done. The drying bed requires no power. The GUI looks like this. The left side is the tank for liquids, and in the middle is the progress bar, and on the right is where you take the item out. You cannot bucket liquids directly into the drying bed. I can't seem to be able to do that. You will have to use a liquid pipe and some sort of reservoir or other way to pump the liquid in. So I've just got some liquid pipes set up with reservoirs on top next to these drying beds, which works quite well. So the 5 liquids that you can use are water, and you'll notice the drying bed filling up. The drying bed needs to be completely full like that, so once it hits 2,000, it will start running. You can't change the speed, it just runs a constant speed. So we put water in, and we're going to get salt out. We're going to get 8 salt per 1 bucket worth of water. Because as soon as that went down to 1,000, it went right back up to 2,000. So this is a pretty good speed. You can get a ton of salt. We've got one of these set up running in our Let's Play series on RevolutionPack, and yeah, we have so much salt. The next you can use is lava. It runs at I think it runs at a slower rate than water, but I can't tell. It might run at the same speed. Maybe, I don't know if it runs at the same speed or not. But if you put 2,000 millibuckets of lava in, you will get, for every 1 bucket worth of lava, you will get 2 gold nuggets. So that can be useful if you need gold, but you don't have access to it. You could use the, you can see the salt on top of the drying bed. You could use the rock melter and cobblestone to get yourself some lava, feed it into the drying bed in order to manufacture gold. Whatever floats your boat. So we can see now that we can see the gold nugget sitting on top. That's kind of neat. You'll notice now that the drying bed is not completely full, even though it doesn't quite have enough lava in order to run its next cycle. Now it does. Okay, so the third one is honey. Now you can't produce honey in RotaryCraft, so you'll only have this available if you have access to forestry. I've tried to put the Biomes of Plenty honey in, and it doesn't seem to work because it won't go into the reservoir. But honey from forestry you can put in here, and what you'll get out is quite useful. Slime balls. 5 slime balls per bucket of honey. Quite nice. The next thing you can put in is oil from BuildCraft. Put some BuildCraft oil into your drying bed. So if you have BuildCraft installed, but you don't really, you're not planning on using that for fuel or anything, maybe you want to get some oil anyway and chuck it into some drying beds, because what you get out of it is tar sand. Now, if you remember, the only other way to get tar sand is to grind soul sand. So this can actually be a very good way of mass-producing tar sand without having to go to the nether and dig up soul sand regularly, or without having to use some other method of crafting soul sand. So you can quite easily turn your oil into tar sand if you wish. Of course, you can also just make it into fuel, chuck it through another machine, and jet fuel that way. But anyway, that's an option. And then the 5th liquid you can put in is from RotaryCraft. It's liquid chroma. Now, I haven't gotten liquid chroma yet, so I don't know how difficult it is to make, or how valuable it is. But for every bucket worth of liquid chroma you put in the drying bed, you will get, once it finishes, we can see what we get. Well, emerald. So I'm not sure if this is worth it or not, because I don't know how expensive or difficult it is to make liquid chroma. But since emeralds are pretty hard to find in the world, maybe this is a good option for you, unless you found a villager who will trade like 5 bread for an emerald. They have some weird trades like that. But that's the drying bed. That's actually it. It's a very simple device. It does a very simple task, but it's actually quite useful. As you can see, it runs at a very quick, pretty quick speed. So just chuck a couple of these tables down, and you can get a whole lot of these items, which is pretty nice, especially salt. So the drying bed, very useful. For instance, if you have mechanism, because once you can figure out, you can use this salt with mechanism, and mechanism, of course, uses a lot of salt. So that's pretty neat. I like the drying bed, quite useful. And that's actually it for this. There's nothing else to the drying bed. It's very simple, doesn't require power. You just set it out, and it's great. So yeah, that's it. So stay tuned for future episodes. I'm SentinalH, and I'm signing out.